Hello, my people. Welcome to Felix Entertainment here on YouTube. My name is Felix, and once again, we are here to talk about GH Entertainment, GH Showbiz, and everything that is happening around us when it comes to the world of entertainment. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button there so that you don't miss any of the content that we serve here. Guess what? Today, I wouldn't say today, the whole week has been quite an experience for Ghana Showbiz, and the focus of attention has been one man. We all know the young, talented, extraordinary performer, Black Sherif. Yes, if you've been following Black Sherif, if you've been following myself on my social media, if you've been on Twitter, if you've been on Instagram, you realize that Black Sherif has been the man of the moment. He's been in America for the last 1 week, and he's had actually performed at 3 shows, 3 big shows in America in 1 week. On the 20th of May, he was in New York at the Palladium Times Square, a much publicized concert where we saw him perform for over an hour and in a thrilling and entertaining way. The feedback has been crazy, I know, and a lot of comments have come up afterwards. And one thing that has been trending about it has been the signs in the backdrop of his performance. I call it Illuminati being be, and people are reading meanings into it. People are having their own thoughts about it. But hey, that is showbiz. Asemneba Obiane Senior or Chirchimu. For me personally, I feel it's just for the culture and for the craft. I feel it's a way of having a conversation after the performance, leaving something that the media, that the fans, that the music community will talk about after the performance. Because look, we've seen other big artists. We've seen not even Ghanaian artists. Yehun Jay-Z mo, Kanye West mo, Yehun big American artists, big European artists who have used these kind of techniques. And it's always the same kind of feedback. We've always seen them being tagged as members of the Illuminati and all that. But hey, what do I know? One thing I know for sure is that from where I sit, from where I stood, from what I saw and watched, I think it was part of the culture, and he was just trying to leave a lasting memory of that performance in the minds of everybody in the music and showbiz fraternity. Yes, so I've put some excerpts on that performance out there. I've seen a lot of people posting videos. I have the his full performance on my YouTube here, and I'm going to be sharing the link in the description so that if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. And then the quick one after the 20th in New York, that is about 4-5 days after, he was in Atlanta, and it is the Atlanta show that I really want to talk about. This is a show that was hyped in less than 1 week. He announced the Atlanta show when he arrived in New York for the first show. And he announced the Atlanta show just 1 week before the show. And that show was on a weekday. It's not easy for you to actually even hype a show for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and get people to come in and watch you perform. Especially when you are the only artist. There are no supporting artists. Everybody is coming through for just one artist. So it's like just one artist advertised show. And it's like a make or break for the artist, because if it doesn't come out well, there is nobody to come save you that day. So Black Sherif was the only one on the Atlanta show. It was barely hyped because he announced it just 1 week before the show, and it was a weekday. And out here, look, and yeah, easy for people to like leave their jobs and say, oh, on a weekday, looking at their schedules, they are going to sacrifice stuff and come out for you on a weekday. This weekday wasn't a holiday. It was a regular working day. And so even if someone was not coming in to work, they might have work the next day, and they would need to rest or something to come for a show like that. I'm just trying to say that it is not easy convincing people to leave all that they have to do and come out for a show on a weekday. And Black Sherif actually did that magic at the Masquerade in Atlanta last week. And I must say, it was shocking. Personally, before that concert, I was a bit worried, because having to hype a show for just a week, having to organize it on a weekday, and information available to me says that the show's venue was actually changed. Prior to there was already an original venue, but it had to be changed before to where it actually happened. So looking at all these circumstances, I was a bit shaky about Black Sherif's Atlanta show, but he pulled through. from the videos that I've seen, the videos that have been on the internet, he really pulled the show through. Big ups to Live Nation for making that happen. So I'll say big ups to the team, big ups to everybody who was involved in Black Sherif Live in Atlanta show. You guys did a massive job. It is not easy. I want to say big ups to you guys. And just yesterday, he completed the final performance in America at Afronation USA, which happened in Miami, Florida. And then we've all seen videos flying around. One thing I noticed was his call time was a bit early. So if you watch the videos where Black Sherif performed, you will see that the time he was performing, there weren't a lot of people in the stadium yet. You could see that not crowd didn't shut that end also. But you see, when it comes to America summertime, say whether no say about 7, 8, crowd na ewiano ejinemu kakra. I just said 9 and sana set. So I feel like a lot of people didn't turn up early because the sun was literally out and the party mood was not activated. But I think he still put up a very good performance. And we know how big the Afronation stage is. And this is not a show that is an African-based show. And Black Sherif and Jackie are the only Ghanaian artists representing on the show. So we know how big it is. And so he came through, did his thing. We've seen excerpts of his performance. And the highlight of this all was the headline for yesterday's show was Burna Boy. And like I keep saying, we all know the relationship between Burna Boy and Black Sherif. And so after Black Sherif's performance, he stayed behind, and when Burna Boy, the headliner of last night's Afronation USA, was on stage, he brought out Black Sherif again to perform their monster hit song, Second Sermon Remix. And it was a beautiful scene to behold. And then I think that despite Black Sherif not having the numbers during his performance, Burna Boy once again came through for him and did the magic with him on the Afronation stage. As the headliner, bringing up Black Sherif to pull up and surprise the guests to perform together with him at the biggest moment of the night was something that was pleasing, and we would love to see these things happening. So guys, it's been a wonderful week for Black Sherif. It's been a wonderful week for Ghana music, from New York City to Atlanta to Miami. I wish he had more shows to play in America. I don't know what is going to come up, but hey, it's time for him to take over the world and conquer, because it's Black Sherif's time. And we all need to put our support behind him now, just like we are doing for other artists, just like we are doing for Obede, just like we are doing for Stoneboy, just like we are doing for Shatawale, just like we are doing for Jackie. And let's see how far he can take Ghana music, because we all know that this guy is a big prospect for us. So guys, Black Sherif has done himself good in the last few weeks, and every Ghanaian out there should be proud of the exploits that he is making. So big ups to the team, big ups to everybody who's been part of this Black Sherif in America tour. Big ups to all the organizers. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. If this is your first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the content I put on here. My name is Felix, and this is Felix Entertainment.